Welcome to Abilities Unleashed, the podcast dedicated to showcasing the incredible abilities of individuals with disabilities and breaking the barriers of misunderstanding. I'm Justin Tice, and this mission is deeply personal to me. My older brother, Josh, though I've always been the bigger brother, has intellectual disabilities. Growing up with him has been one of the greatest gifts of my life. Through him, I've learned patience, resilience, joy, and the true meaning of strength. His abilities and those of his friends have shown me that limitations are only perspectives waiting to be changed. This podcast is my way of sharing their stories, along with the stories of so many others who refuse to be defined by labels. We'll meet incredible individuals who are pushing past barriers, proving what's possible, and living life to the fullest. More than that, this is about advocacy, inclusion, and reminding the world that at the core, we are all human, doing our best to live our best lives. So join me every 2 weeks as we celebrate ability, resilience, and the power of community. Let's learn, grow, and love one another, because together, we can unleash potential. Welcome back to Abilities Unleashed, where we celebrate the incredible strength and talents of individuals who are breaking barriers and redefining what's possible. Today, I'm beyond excited to welcome someone who is the definition of grit and service, a young man who's not only pushing himself to walk again, but also gives back to his community as a volunteer firefighter and fire police officer. Please welcome Mikey Yiengst. How's it going, Mikey?
It's going good.
Awesome. So pumped to have you here. How are you feeling today?
I'm feeling good, Justin.
Awesome, amazing. Can you tell our listeners a bit more about who you are and what you love to do?
I'm Mikey Yiengst, and I am a volunteer firefighter, and I just recently got into the fire police.
Awesome.
So yeah.
Lots of busy things to be doing,
yes,
right?
Lots of busy things to be doing. It keeps me going. Yeah.
Absolutely. That is amazing. So before we get deep into this, we're going to have some fun with just a little bit of a rapid fire around here. So I'm going to ask you a couple of questions and just say the first thing that comes to your mind, okay?
Yep.
What is Mikey's favorite snack?
My favorite snack is chocolate.
Chocolate. Awesome. Is there a specific brand you prefer?
No, anything to do with chocolate.
Anything to do with chocolate. I love it. Let's see here. What would Mikey's dream job be if there were no limits?
If there were no limits, it'd be a state trooper, something to do with cops.
Absolutely. Amazing. Specifically, the higher the level, the better it sounds like, right?
Yeah. Not so much detective, but more state trooper.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Just enough of action, right?
Yeah, just enough of action to keep it going.
Keep it exciting,
in the
right?
loop, yes.
Yep, absolutely. I love it. So along with that, if you could visit anywhere in the world tomorrow, Mikey, where would you go?
I'd probably go to either Scotland or Ireland.
Scotland or Ireland? Why Scotland or Ireland?
Because I just think it would be something interesting to see.
Absolutely. Would you want to wear a kilt if you went to Scotland?
Oh, no kilt for me.
Oh, that would be so funny. I think I'd put on a kilt once or twice if I had to. Only for a trip like that, though. That's for sure. Well, what is one superhero power that you think you wish you would have?
I wish I would have the lightning bolt, the ability to run like Flash.
Like the Flash, absolutely, yes. It'd be everywhere and anywhere almost in the snap of a finger, right?
Yep.
Awesome. So one last question to wrap up our wonderful fun part here is, what's one song that gets Mikey hype and motivated?
Probably anything to do with Country by George Strait or Alan Jackson. I don't know. I'm a big country fan.
Absolutely. Awesome.
It's hard to just pick one.
So some of that more old school country, it sounds like, right? Absolutely. Awesome. So let's get down into the nitty gritty fun stuff here. So Of course, what we want to do is talk about things that some people think may hold us back, but we want to talk about the wonderful things that we do to excel us forward. So you shared in your application that you live with cerebral palsy. I'm curious, how has that shaped your journey so far, Mikey?
It has shaped my journey because I'm trying to walk again, and it's tough, but I'm living proof that you can still get it done.
Absolutely, absolutely. I love to hear it. So what is something that most people may not understand about life in a wheelchair, if you could just share that with them?
Most people don't understand how hard it is when people just ignore you like you're not even there, or they erase you from their, I don't want to say erase you from your memory, but
they don't always acknowledge you the way you think that they would acknowledge everybody
you go
else.
Out in public to grocery stores, you go out to events, you go out to, and you look around and they're like, oh, sorry, didn't see you there. But how comes I have to be courteous for you and you don't do the same thing for me? I mean, we're all in this world together. We should all be courteous for each other.
Absolutely, absolutely.
It's hard enough being a wheelchair adjusted. And the last thing people with disabilities need is the backlash from the people who don't have disabilities.
Absolutely. I don't think you could have said that better. I totally agree, Mikey. So I guess I just want to, with moving into that, first and foremost, I think that it's amazing the strength that you have to be on this show and to be talking about this stuff. And I just want to, appreciate you sharing things like that, because some people, they may not, have people in their lives that may be in, a similar situation, so they may not understand sometimes. So to be able to explain that is wonderful to those who may not be in those situations to understand. So I want to move forward and see, even with the chair kind of lack of limitations for you, it doesn't sound like it holds you back at all. If anything, you use it to push yourself forward, right?
Yeah, I use it to push myself forward. I mean, like I said, I'm a volunteer firefighter. Just got into the fire police.
Yep.
Gonna start running with them here soon.
Absolutely.
And yeah. I like to stay pretty active, and I don't let my disability hold me back.
Absolutely.
I try to use it to push me forward.
Yes. So what got you involved in the fire department and doing these fire police stuff? What kind of motivated you to do something like that?
Okay, so Justin, that firefighter side was family history. My great-grandpa was a fire cop.
No way.
And my papa was a firefighter for the Keystone Fire Department.
Oh, wow.
And my dad was served several years as deputy chief at the Keystone Fire Department. And
Amazing.
Then he got out as deputy and then served as just a regular firefighter at the Keystone. So it comes from a long line of family history.
Absolutely. It sounds like just a line of services in the family. It sounds like, right?
Yeah, it runs through my blood.
Absolutely. So, what does it mean to Mikey to give back, even with the challenge with the challenges you face? What does it mean to Mikey to give back to the community?
I look at giving back as this world has given so much to me through my disability, and those people who help me, like you, for instance, and just people, the wheelchair clinic, and this is just a small fraction how I can help the community, even though it's not a lot, even though it's only something, but I can at least try to give a little something back to the community.
Absolutely, absolutely. If there's some things that we can't do, but there's one thing that we know we can do, why limit ourselves to not do that one thing that we know can help so many other people, right?
Yes.
Absolutely. Well said, Mikey. I do appreciate those words. So I want to, move forward. We were talking about, with the struggles of the cerebral palsy and that you want to walk again and so forth, looking to get out of that chair. That is something that is so, so powerful. And, what's that journey been like for you so far, Mikey?
It was tough because trying to get out of that headspace because I had where I wanted to walk before, and then I stopped, and then I got back into it again. It's all about the motivation and the drive and the willingness and willpower to do that specific thing and
to quite literally put our best foot forward, right?
To put our best foot forward and to have that initial push. The first 2 days in the gym, the first week, the first 2 weeks, the first 2 months might be hard.
Absolutely.
Heck, I can say for me, the first month was hard. The
Absolutely.
First 2 months were hard. But after that, it gets a little easier. It gradually gets easier as you keep coming back to the gym. Keep showing up.
Yes. It sounds like the consistency to just keep showing up is, 3/4 of the battle, right?
Yeah, and then you find that when you come and show up, you'll want to come more because you'll be happy with the progress that you're gaining when you do come.
Absolutely, to see the results and then to understand the work that you've just put in to get those results, right?
Yes.
Absolutely. I think that is wonderful. So in regards to, working on, coming to the gym and doing your sessions and, working hard each and every time to, get better at this, what keeps you going when things get hard, Mikey?
What keeps me going is just to know to have that drive, and I try to look towards the future and what the future may look like, and look towards me on my arm crutches or on a walker, and I try to look towards the future and just motivate myself to look towards the future.
So it sounds like instead of focusing on, our past and where we were, we want to focus on where we're heading, right?
Yeah. It's tough. Believe me, it's tough. But like I said, you gotta have that willpower. You gotta have that drive.
Yes.
You gotta get that push.
Absolutely. I love it. So what kind of physical or mental strength does it take to keep pushing, Mikey?
It takes a lot of physical strength to tell you that much.
I can believe it. And how about mental strength to keep pushing? What does it take mental strength to keep pushing?
Well, there's a lot of times for me personally where I honestly, it happens to me even now when I do feel comfortable with the gym. There's a lot of times where I'm like, oh, I really don't want to go to the gym today. But if you push yourself and you have a good mindset,
absolutely,
and you look at it and look what the future might be, and lean on those certain individuals that are there to support you, you'll get far in life.
Absolutely. I truly am amazed and appreciate all of that. In regards to the willpower and the determination, you mentioned that you want people to know that they can do anything with that willpower, that determination. Can you just speak more on what you think it means to create that willpower, determination? How do we find that within ourselves? How do we tell someone who's listening today how they can find that willpower within themselves to keep going?
Well, it's all about looking for the future. And it's all about leaning on those who support you. Like I got a girlfriend who supports me.
Absolutely.
And
what's your girlfriend's name? Let's give her a quick shout out.
Taylor.
Oh, shout out to Taylor for always giving Mikey the support that he needs to stay positive and keep going. That's for sure.
And you know, times are tough. But you just got that willpower, and you'll get through it.
Absolutely. So it sounds like finding that why, the reason why we're pushing is the driving force behind us, right?
Yeah, and to have that mindset, like I said, to create that mental picture in your brain
of what we're moving towards.
Or create certain situations of what the future might look like. Like, oh, maybe I can do this, and envision yourself at the grocery store.
Absolutely.
On your arm crutches. That's what I would have advised for people. So just if you're having trouble keeping that willpower, just envision yourself for that end result. Whether you want to drive a car, envision yourself in that car. And you'll get there. It'll just take time.
Absolutely.
But it's all about taking that first step.
Yes. First step, because without that first step, we can never finish, right?
Yeah, without that first step, we'll move 0 steps.
Absolutely, exactly that. Powerful, powerful words, Mikey. It's very, very much the truth of what I think we all need to hear. You know, regardless of whether we're, going to, work to get a new job, or we're working to start walking, or we're working to get a little bit stronger, whatever it may be. Maybe we're working to learn how to, get a new certificate or something like that at our job. But it's all about finding that determination, that drive to keep pushing and having that mindset to keep going, right?
Yep.
Absolutely. I love it. So I want to ask, what do you want to say to someone who's listening right now who might be doubting themselves, Mikey?
I want to say just to have that drive and just to have that willpower, and you'll get there. You just got to keep going and have the mindset that you'll get there. Might take a little while, but you will get there.
So maybe having a little bit of grace.
Believe in yourself. Have grace for yourself.
Yes. And knowing that sometimes if we fall, we can get back up and keep going, right?
And lean on those who support you. Find those certain individuals who support you and lean on them.
Yes.
Ask them for support. Ask them for advice and what they do and how you can get through this situation or the tough time in your life, or like you said, looking for a new job and have to study for a class. Maybe ask the individual to help you study.
Absolutely, yes.
There's always a way. I can never stress this enough. There's always a way to get to where you want to be. It may look different, but there's always a way to get to where you want to be.
That there may be different steps or different levels, right?
And some of the steps may look longer. Some of the steps may look shorter, but you'll get there. It just takes time.
Absolutely. So what do you want to tell to people with those longer steps? What can we tell people to understand when you get those longer steps and it's harder, other than being positive? Is there anything that we can do? Is there any, do you have any tricks or treats that you use to kind of get through, or is that where the chocolate kind of comes into play?
Well, a very wise friend once told me, you gotta look at those small victories.
Absolutely. That's the small victories and using that momentum to keep building and keep pushing, right?
Yeah. So if you are learning to walk like I am, and you walk 2 steps, just celebrate those 2 steps.
Absolutely.
And then maybe you walk a foot, and you celebrate that foot, or you gotta celebrate those small wins. You can't always go for the big wins.
Yep, absolutely. Too. And then those small wins, celebrating those small wins, make those big wins feel even that much better, right?
Yeah, they make it feel better in the end because you know you took the time and celebrated them, and now it makes you feel like are celebrating something much bigger.
Absolutely. Exactly that. I completely agree. So I want to just touch base. What's a recent moment in Mikey's life that Mikey is really proud of what you're doing? What's something that made you proud of yourself?
I am proud of myself when individuals or families within the fire company come up to me and say thank you for being here. I don't ask for that.
Mm-hmm.
It's just nice to hear that you're being acknowledged, that thank you for what you do.
To hear that appreciation, right?
Yeah, to hear that appreciation.
That's amazing. That's amazing. So what in regards to being proud of yourself and pushing to have that mindset, celebrating those little wins, if people were to walk away from this episode with just one message, what do you think that it should be, or what do you hope that it would be?
I would say to have that willpower, have that determination, and you'll get there. And like I said, lean on those people.
Yes.
And you'll find where you want to be, and celebrate those small victories, and you'll find your way, and you will get to where you want to be, and it just may take time.
Absolutely, absolutely. Slow and steady wins the race, right?
Yep.
Absolutely, absolutely. So I want to ask, is there anything else on your heart that you want to share with the audience today, Mikey?
No, I do not have
Awesome.
anything.
So how can people support, follow, or connect with you, Mikey?
We are always looking for new members at the Neptune Fire Company to people come out to volunteer your time, stop by the station, you see the bay doors up, come in, feel free to say hi, get an application. Same way with fire police. Now with the fire company, the bay doors will be open a little bit more, but feel free to just, if you see anybody there, feel free to come in and say hi. And if you want to become a member of the fire department, we'll get you an application, get you hooked up, and you can either become a social member or an active member, your choice.
Awesome. So again, that was Neptune Fire Company in Myerstown, right?
Neptune Fire Company in Richland.
In Richland.
And
where's the fire police station at?
Myerstown Fire Police in Myerstown.
Absolutely. And if anybody has any questions and is looking to learn how to, get involved or reach out, don't hesitate to shoot me a message, and I'll get you in contact with Mikey and the appropriate people as well. And we'll make sure that we keep everybody rolling. Anything else we can share with the audience today, Mikey?
No, I think that's about it, Justin.
Awesome. I love it. It was a pleasure having you. So today, guys, Mikey reminded us that determination burns brighter than any obstacle. So whether it's learning to walk again, or serving others, or just staying motivated to be our best self each and every day, we can all take something from his strength and his drive. So I just want to thank you again for tuning in to Abilities Unleashed. And if Mikey's story moved you, if it motivated you in any way, share this episode, leave a review, and let's keep lifting each other up. Until next time, keep breaking barriers, keep smiling, and never stop believing in your abilities. Have a great day. Say bye, Mikey.
Bye.